Hello and welcome to the latest episode of my Knitting and Creative podcast. My name on Instagram is Orchids Heart and I'm coming to you from Birmingham in England. And welcome. I already said welcome. Sorry, I've already started this once. But yes, I hope you're all doing well. This episode is going to be slightly different. It is early September, and although this might go up mid-September, and I'm feeling all of the autumn vibes and feels and inspiration, and so I thought I would share some of the ideas that were percolating in my brain. So yeah, things I would like to make, things I've been thinking about. So yeah, some of them I've been thinking about for a long time. In fact, most of them actually. So I'm just trying to solidify what those plans might be, and I've got some materials out on the side to share with you. So we've got a bit of knitting plans, natural dyeing plans, spinning plans and sewing plans to share. I also have lots of cooking plans, but I'm not going to share those. I thought I might do a bit of an autumn vlog at some point, and so maybe I'll share some of those baking plans in that. So starting with the knitting and the dyeing kind of overlaps. So I guess one of my simpler knitting plans, and apologies, most of my wool is in plastic bags because I store it in Ziploc bags in a then pretty wooden cabinet for extra safety. So there will be some crinkling. So crinkle warning now. Baby just squeaked. We've had a bit of a fraught, nap resistant morning. I hope he's not waking up. Anyway, my first knitting plan, which was something I wanted to knit on maternity leave last winter and I didn't do it, is the Bakker Shawl by Fibre. And I have to knit it up in some spruce heather green Plutelope. I've obviously got more, this is not enough. And some Kremke Soul Wool Silky Kid green in the colour 16, maybe. So I No Frills Knitting did a sale, which is a yarn shop in England, a sale on yarn whilst, I think it was before I went on maternity leave, so over a year ago, and I bought some bits to knit some simple projects whilst I was on maternity leave. I think I knit 2 of them, but I still have the mohair I bought left. So yeah, I have a couple of plates of Plutelope, I have 3 skeins of the mohair, and I would really like to do the Bakker Shawl by Fibre because she wears it like a bit of a hood, and I thought that'd be really nice in the winter. And it'll look very similar to hers because I think she used a similar green. She might have used the same one, I don't know. But anyway, it's dark green and mine will be dark green. I just think it would go really well with my wardrobe. So yeah, that's the first plan. And hopefully I'll knit up relatively quick because I think it's quite a chunky gauge and quite a simple project. But not a very easily transportable one because it's Plutelope. So for those of you who've not knit with it before, it's an unspun yarn. It comes in quite big plates. That one was like a leftover bit, so it's much smaller. But I do find it more durable than other unspun yarns. So yeah, I'm hoping to do that. That would be good for evening knitting, I think, when I'm feeling a bit tired, but want to work on a different project to my portable daytime projects. Which one of those might be the Quilty cabin socks. And so I did knit a pair of these before. So it's this pattern, but these are a bit small, so at some point I need to cut off the toes and re-knit the foot a bit longer and redo the toes. I'll have to do the toes in a different colour because I have no more of this yarn. This is the Biche Wishlist sock yarn. I can get them on my feet, but they just sort of slip down because they are too small. It might be that the heel flap or the heel is just too small, but they definitely do feel like they could be a bit longer. So yeah, because I would like to not give them away. I do really like them. But if they do end up being too small, then I will have to give them to someone else. It does look like one might be significantly longer than the other. Yeah, but there we go. So I'd like to knit another pair of those socks, and I might do it with 2 quilt motifs around the top. And I want to knit it up using this yarn I bought at Really Good Gathering. This is Nervous Fibres sock yarn. I can't remember what she calls that base, but the colourway is Ore. And it's just a standard merino nylon blend. I am also feeling the draw to knit some no nylon socks. I'm not sure. I think I would quite like to knit this up, so that might be what happens first. But I do have some really nice no nylon yarn. I have some of the Killin sock by Black Isle Yarns. I think it was called Killin sock. So I could be tempted to use that instead. It's like a nice goldy colour. I don't know. I have got some plain socks on the go at the moment in a self-striping, so really they need to be finished first. So realistically, at the rate I'm going, they're not going to be finished before autumn is up. So this might end up being a winter project rather than an autumn project, but it has autumn vibes, so I'm including it here. And then my last knitting, I have 2 more knitting plans. One I haven't really solidified yet, but I bought some unspun yarn, and I'll try and stick a photo of it up here because I didn't dig it out of stash because I couldn't find it. It's probably buried in the back. From US Wool, which I've been wanting to buy for a long time from Really Good Gathering. And so I think I might make a hat with that. But I also have some Nutridon scraps in like a darker colour and then a lighter sage. And so I'd quite like to use them all to make something in colour work. But I'm not sure. I've been umming and ahhing about the Nutridon for ages because I want to use it in something special and really beautiful. But I don't know what. So yes, it's kind of a tentative plan. But as you can see, because I haven't really made up my mind what it's going to be, it's unlikely to happen. The more firm plan I have uses, and here's another crinkle warning, this, which I was given. So I don't know where this is from. Exmoor National Park Partnership Fund. Worsted spun yarn, grown on Exmoor by Exmoor Horn Sheep. It's DK, and it's 70% Exmoor horn wool and 30% fine blueface cross wool. And it's quite toothy, but not itchy. And I have 5, almost 6 balls. It looks like there's a bit missing from one of them. And I was going to, I don't like the colour. The colour is a very yellowy white. My mum gave it to me because a friend of hers was getting rid of it. She goes to a knitting club and she has a friend there that just gets rid of things. And so she saw this and thought I might want to knit like a cable knit Aran jumper or something. And I said no, but I would still use it because I like the fibre. I like that it's from Exmoor. It seems to have a nice provenance. They do have a website, exmoorhornwool.co.uk. But I thought I would dye it. So I'm trying to decide. I have enough to do a jumper, so I should knit a colourwork jumper. So the sensible thing to do would be to knit, is it the Bluebird jumper? If I've got the name wrong, I'll put the right name up, but I will stick a picture up of it. And I could dice them up for the main colour, like in a dark brown or grungy something. And then I could use for the contrast colour something like this one, which is a little bit less yellowy. Might be hard to see on camera. And this is a yarn from my Raw Wool Fibre Company advent last year. And so, you know, like a dark grungy colour, and this as a contrast could be really nice. Yeah, so it's a possibility. But I really want to knit the Pelica vest. Every time I see Lorna is like a big inspiration for me at the moment. Every time I see Lorna wearing it, I want one. And I'm sure everyone feels the same because she wears it so well. And so I was thinking I could hold the yarn double and knit a Pelica vest, which would use a lot of it, and then I would not have enough left to knit a jumper. So that would be a shame. So that does seem like a mistake. I also really want to knit, I might need to check my notes for this one. It's just something that has been on my to make list for a really long time. And again, Lorna mentioned it lately. And I have a feeling that when she does knit it up and I see her wearing it, she might wear it in a way that I finally think, oh yes, I can wear that, because the only thing that's been putting me off is I don't know how to wear it. And that is the Forest Keys vest by Teti Lutzak. I think it's beautiful. I love the folky vibes to it. But I find it quite hard wearing these kind of waistcoaty things. I think they look really lovely. But so this is the waistcoat pattern by the Bilbo vest by Lorna from Thread and Yarn. And I'm wearing it over a hacked Anthea blouse dress. And I just feel a little bit kind of odd in it, to be honest. I don't know that I like how it looks. I think because it makes me look completely flat on the front and a bit boxy. I do like how it's balanced with the big sleeves, but I'm just not sure about the all over silhouette, which you can't see because you can't see my lower half. So I'm not sure about it. And I don't know whether, of course, the Pelica vest could do the same thing because it's a similar shape. I'm kind of hoping because it's knitted it might be a bit different. But I think I thought that the Forest Keys vest might be a similar, slightly difficult garment to wear. So I did try and work out whether I had enough of this to do the Forest Keys vest and the Pelica vest. And I probably do if I was careful. But with the gauge work, probably not quite. It seems to me I probably should do the Bluebird jumper with it because that would be a more sensible use for it. It's just I probably don't need any more jumpers. But I do love a dramatic colourwork yoke. I could do the cardigan version and maybe that would be more useful in my wardrobe. I don't know. I mean, the flip side of that is my big cosy jumpers are all Let Lopi or Pluto Lopi, and perhaps something like this could go next to skin more comfortably, and maybe if I made it slightly oversized that would be a different type of garment in my wardrobe, and maybe that would be more useful, like an oversized colourwork jumper, and then that might be more sensible. I don't know, but that's kind of my knitting thoughts at the moment. Should I knit a colourwork jumper, make the most of this yarn? Should I do the Pelica vest? Should I do the Forest Keys vest? I would like to knit all of these projects, but I'm also trying to use yarn I've got rather than buying more yarn because I have a lot of yarn and I don't want to just rehome it because I'm not working with it now, because in the future I might want to use it and that's kind of false economy. And things can wait, it doesn't go bad. I don't know, but I also don't like having loads of things that I'm not making the most of. So there we go. I would also like to knit some fingerless gloves, so that's another knitting project I'm just going to throw in there, which I might actually cast on soon, to be honest. I am feeling quite drawn to them. Sorry, I've left my bottle of water in the same room the baby is sleeping in, so there's no chance I'm going to go and get that anytime soon because I need to make the most of him sleeping. But yeah, so that's that plan. And so that's the end of the knitting plans. So the next thing that I will go through are my spinning plans. So I recently managed to empty all of my bobbins on my spinning wheel. I have not touched it since last December, I think. I had all these grand plans that over maternity leave I was going to do loads of spinning whilst my baby slept next to me or played in the playpen, and haven't. I did a little bit in the beginning, but I just didn't reach for it. I needed to chain ply the last bit that was on the bobbin, and I couldn't be bothered to learn to chain ply to empty it, and I didn't want to waste it. And I think because I had to learn something new, I just didn't really feel like I wanted to do it. And I watched one video on chain plying. It seemed really faffy and it put me off. Anyway, the other night I promised myself I would do it. I had all of this energy, all of this autumnal kind of inspiration. I was going to empty it, and I did, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I will say it is a bit funky looking, but it's fine. I'll think of something to do with it. Maybe I'll knit something for the baby with it. Yeah. Anyway, so the bobbins are empty, so I would like to do some spinning. And so I want to use some fibre that's a bit more exciting. And so, crinkle warning, I have some options. So I went to the, what's it called? It's in Wales. The Wales Fibre Festival. can't remember what it's called, I'm sorry. But it's in Wales. It's quite popular. Katie Greenbean likes it. I really enjoyed it. No, name's gone. Anyway, Marina Skua was there selling her fibre, and so was the shop that she gets her fibre from. Does it say on here? No, so I can't remember. And so, oh my god, is it on there? No. And so I bought from Marina Skua one of her dyed braids, and then I also bought, which is in the bottom of here, a braid of the same fibre undyed from the company that blend her Skua blend. And then there's also some other fibre here that's in like a plain grey. Maybe I'll get it out. I can't remember what it is, but it feels a lot softer. So I've got these. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I had in mind that I was going to spin those together. But I mean, that all looks really nice. So that would be like 300 grams of yarn if I did something with that. So I don't know that I have enough bobbins to spin them like one, and then together. Don't know. Or I could spin that as one and spin that as one and knit a project of those together. Or those two together. I don't know. I'm still deciding. But I would like to spin these up over the course of the autumn winter, I think. So yeah, that's my spin plans. Let me know what you think I should do with those. Any ideas? I'm making a right old mess. I should have said, when I do the dyeing of the wool, I'm also going to dye these. These are some thrifted wool merino leggings by the company Siskin by Mama Owl. I bought them for £2 on Vinted, but they're pink. And, you know, my boy could wear pink, but I'll probably just dip them in whatever browny, grungy colour I make when I dye my yarn, just to take the pink out of them a bit and make them more my son's vibe. But yes, so that's another bit of dyeing I'm going to do. I've been keeping an eye out for second-hand woolly clothes for him. I've also got a white one that I might over dye, but we'll see, because I would have thought the thread on that would stay white, which I think would annoy me more than pink thread, but we'll see. And so that leaves me now finally with sewing plans. So fairly modest. I've only got 2. There are more things I'd like to sew, but I'm focusing on 2. Using these fabrics. So this is actually a skirt I've already made, but I bought more of the fabric, which is safely stored away, so I just grabbed the skirt rather than the fabric. So for this first one, which might be something I work on soon, although the other project probably I need sooner, so maybe I won't, maybe I'll be good. I'm going to make an Anthea blouse, which is this puffy sleeve top, using this Merchant & Mills cotton. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It does have Kirsten Larson vibes from the American Girls company to me, a little bit. Like, I feel like this would make one of her little calico dresses, especially it makes me think of her red school dress. I'm aware it's yellow, but there's something about the small flowers that make me think of that. And so I really like to make a puffy sleeve top with that. So that's one. And then this, I bought 2 or 3 meters of this because it was only £6 a metre, and it's a cotton, plaid cotton, as you can see, and it has a really nice texture. And I'm going to make some more bob pants because I live in my linen and cotton bob pants, and I'd like to wear some to work, but I bike to work and I just wear through the inside of anything I wear on my bike. And so, to be honest, I end up not wearing things that I really care about because I don't want to wear through too quickly. And no matter how well I mend things, they never look that great. And it's always so obvious. And so I wouldn't want to do that to my favourite trousers. So I bought 3 meters of it so I can make a pair, wear a pair to death, and then I can make another pair in the future if I want to. I might even have enough to make 3 pairs from, but you know, we'll see. And I thought they were quite good for work in this plaid pattern that looked quite smart with, you know, like a shirt or a blouse or something like that. Not that I have to look that smart at my work, because it's not really customer facing in that way. But yeah, that is my autumnal plans. So very ambitious for someone with a 1-year-old. So they're not all going to happen, and it'll probably take me until Christmas, if not beyond. But that is where I'm at with my thinking. So yes, tell me if you are planning on making any of those yourself. I sort of mentioned, and I should mention before I finish this video, that this is the Bilbo vest by Thread and Yarn, and this is the Anthea blouse by Anna Allen, I think, and I've hacked it into a dress. But yeah, so there we go. That's this video. As I said, let me know if you're making any of those projects, and yeah. And if you'd like to support my channel in any way, I have linked below my Ko-fi page or coffee page, whatever you want to call it, if you'd like to support me by donating the cost of a coffee. I'm sure you all know, but young mum vibes are always in a coffee shop. And it's about to get more expensive because the baby now has discovered cake. But yes, there we go. It was very fun taking him out the other day, he was so cute. But yeah, so if you want to support my channel in any way, then there's various ways linked below. Thank you very much, and hope to speak to you guys soon. Bye bye.